Lesson 2. Henry VII. Henry VII was crowned king in 1485. He was the first Tudor monarch. He was nephew of the old king Henry VI, but had spent most of his life hiding in exile in France. After Richard III stole the throne from his nephew, Henry saw his chance to win favour. He invaded and led an army of 4,000 men to the Battle of Bosworth Field, where he conquered Richard III and claimed his throne. After the battle, Henry married Elizabeth Tudor, the York princess. Their marriage helped end years of fighting between the two royal houses, House Lancaster and House York. The red rose had been the symbol of House Lancaster, and the white rose had been the symbol of House York. To symbolise the joining of the two houses and the country, they adopted the symbol of the Tudor Rose. This was made of both a red and white rose. Henry VII was known as a bit of a misery and boring. He didn't allow much royal money to be spent on celebrations or clothes. It's said that his queen even had to wear brass buckles on her shoes instead of silver or gold. Henry's mission was to create strong allegiances with other countries, build up trade with them and make England a more powerful nation. He also funded exploration of countries further than Europe. During Henry VII's reign, several people tried to steal his throne. One was named Lambert Simnel, claimed to be the York Prince Edward, Earl of Warwick, who Henry had locked in the Tower of London. After defeating Lambert, Henry forgave him and gave him a job working in the royal kitchens. Then another man called Perkin Warbeck claimed to be the missing Prince Richard of York from the Princes in the Tower. Many European monarchs believed his story and helped fund 3 invasion attempts on England. Henry defeated Perkin and on the 3rd attempt had him executed. Together, Henry VII and Elizabeth of York had 4 children who survived infancy: Prince Arthur, Henry VIII, Margaret Tudor and Mary Tudor. Prince Arthur was expected to be the next king, but he died when he was just 15 years old. Before his death, he married the Spanish princess Catherine of Aragon, and you'll find out later why this fact is important. Margaret married the Scottish King James IV and helped rule Scotland after his death until their son James V was old enough to rule. Her granddaughter was Mary Queen of Scots, and her great-grandson was James VI of Scotland and also James I of England. Mary first married the French King Louis VII, but he died just 3 months later. She then married her brother's friend Charles Brandon, which made him angry, and they had to pay Henry VIII huge fines. Her granddaughter was Lady Jane Grey. Henry VII died in 1509, having reigned for 24 years. He was buried next to his queen, Elizabeth of York. His son Henry was then crowned the new King of England, Henry VIII. For your Henry VII activity, you're going to make a Tudor Rose. What you need is some air drying clay, your hands and some paint. First make 2 circles, one slightly larger than the other. You want to fashion each into having 5 petals and place the smaller one on top of the larger, and then roll out a small bit of clay which you can roll into a flattened ball and place in the centre. Leave this to dry, it may take several days. Once it's fully dry, you want to paint it in the colours of the Tudor Rose.